Hi all. Today we're going to be looking at the start of my rendition of the MS Westerdam. So here you can see initially I'm just going to the edges of the boat so that we can copy over and begin to make the decks that are on the inside of the boat. So this is also the edges for the promenade around the vessel, and around the midpoint of the boat, about halfway, about a quarter of the way on both sides. For the rest of it is cut in about 3 to 4 blocks. So you can just see me when I pause really quick. Gotta put on some new music. So you can see here, we are beginning to do the cut or the paste. I'm stupid. I can't speak. So we're just gonna go all the way down the length on the inside of the promenade. Very nice. Just copy it over using World Edit. Save myself some time having to do it again on the other side. Just gonna grab some water. Give me a minute. I pause a couple times. Got to put on some music. So then we're going to build up, and this is going to be, the promenade is in the third deck, or the promenade deck, and the deck that we just built up is the fourth deck, or the upper promenade, however you want to pronounce it. I pronounce it both ways, depends on what I feel like. So there I was looking up some reference images from the actual vessel itself, so that I can make sure that I'm doing it correctly. I did not draw out any plans. I'm only using actual documents from Holland America, such as the deck plans and photographs from inside and outside of the boat, mainly from cruisecritic.com. So as you can see here, I'm doing out the math for where exactly is the... If you look at an actual photograph of the boat, you can see that it cuts in where the lifeboats are. So I'm figuring out, using math, where is that cut. And it's about 54 blocks in on this side. So, and I looked at it, and each stateroom, I've already done the math of the staterooms, is going to be 3 blocks wide. So I know that if each one's 3 blocks wide, and there was 54 divided by 3 staterooms, that's how many blocks I needed. So I'm just going to build up on this inside, where I know that there's going to be on the inside, and got a quick Facebook notification. You can see now, I'm figuring it out. Oops, I did it backwards. My bad. So, and then I did it again on this side, and I believe it was like 60 or 63 blocks for this side. So it wasn't too much longer than the aft of the boat. This is the bow of the boat now. And this is deck 4, or the upper promenade on the Westerdam. I'm also looking at my deck plans while I'm doing this, so that way I know what I'm talking about. I know that many of you know on Holland America, they have those wonderful glass elevators right on the outside. Gotta put on my Panama by Van Halen, obviously. They have the wonderful glass elevators on the outside of the boat midship. I have not built those yet, as I need to determine the exact location of where they're going to be, and I can only do that once I've built the first 2 to 3 decks and I know where the elevators are going to be. That's when I'll put in the external elevators with the glass. So, don't worry, did not forget about that. Interior is going to be done after we finish the superstructure of the vessel. Now here, as you can see, I'm working on the 5th deck, or the upper promenade. I'm going to be pasting in the decks 5 to 8. I'm going to be just the exact same thing. Just copy those in. And obviously got to label it so don't forget. Deck 4. And it's turning to be nighttime. So obviously we want to turn it to day. So it's about, what you're watching is about an hour and 30 minutes of footage. Sped up about 5 times, I believe. I believe it's sped up 5 or 6 times. So it's only down to about 15 minutes. 10 to 15 minutes. I forget the exact length of the video. Again, there we go. I'm looking up some more photos just to make sure that I'm doing it right. And overall, everything looks good so far. Now, I know what the final product is at the end of this video, and there were a couple little tweaks I had to make from now until then. I'll point those out as we go. So as you can see, that is deck 6, I believe. Deck 7. Oh, I'm sorry. That's deck 7. And there's deck 8, or the Rotterdam and upper Rotterdam decks, I believe. Rotterdam and navigation deck. Decks 7 and 8, respectively. So, again, just citing some more information from the internet. It's the decks 4 to 8 are the exact same deck, just replicated over and over again for the exterior. Except on deck 7 and 8, they're suite decks. So the balconies are a little bit bigger, the rooms are a little bit more spacious. You know, there's a lot more amenities in the rooms, which I have not as the making of this video, I haven't designed yet how I'm going to do the suites. I know how I'm going to do the basic internal staterooms because I've built a replica of the MS Volendam before. Unfortunately, my computer got corrupt and I lost that, which I'm very, very, very upset about because it was a very good replica. But I decided I'll take on a bigger challenge and build the Westerdam. So as you can see, it's starting to look a little bit like a cruise ship. Now, you might be wondering, yes, right there, I made a little whoopie-doo. It was supposed to be 1 block wider. It's okay. After this making of this video, I figured out how exactly I'm going to fix that, and I know how, and I will show you in the next video. So, here, just read my little message. I messed up the initial base structure, not the superstructure. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's right, I'm stupid. I messed up the base, not the superstructure, which is what I'm building now. The initial structure is just kind of a template, so that way I can figure out how long everything's going to be. And for the bow, you're probably wondering, how did I do the bow? Well, I basically said we have to go in 17 blocks on each side. And I'm going to be taking 2. It's going to take me too long each time to do that, even though it looks like it's 3. The third block is unnecessary, so we have to go 2 blocks each time. So it's 34 blocks. But also, as we go up, it's going to be an extra, as we're moving 2 blocks forward, we have to factor that in. So that it's actually going to be, oh crap, I forgot the number, 34. The final number ended up being, it was plus 16. So it was an extra 4 blocks a deck. Because each deck was 4 blocks high. So it moves 1 block forward. So it's 4 blocks for every deck, which is 4 high, including the floor. So that adds an extra 16 blocks. So then we're looking at, I'm really bad at math. Let me do some quick math. My phone's calculator. What did I say? 34 plus 16. That's not 34 plus 16 is 50. I should have known that. I'm an idiot. So anyways, we know the bow needs to be 50 blocks long. So I start 50 blocks back. Now, I've very handily marked out on the initial red pole there, you can see in the middle, I've marked out black wool. That is every 50 blocks from the center of the boat, which is why right there, the boat is 156 blocks long each direction, which is 312 blocks long total, which is 936 feet, or the actual size of the MS Westerdam. Yes, this is a 1-to-1 scale project, which is going to take a few videos to do. So here, as you can see, I'm just finishing it up. Not that hard, and then I realized, oh, wait, never mind. There's still another deck to do. That's right, I thought I was done, and then I said, I'm not done yet. So, did 1 more deck. Very simple. Very easy. And I decided I'm going to go with a nice oak to match the teak on the center, on the actual bow of the Westerdam. Figured that it was the best color that we could get. I was debating on going with birch, but I decided to go with a nice oak, which you guys will see me put on in the next episode. So, the next episode, here we complete the entire superstructure for the boat up to deck 9, or the Lido deck where the pool is, because above that, the superstructure gets a lot more vague. So that, like, above deck 9, not the entire boat. It's not the entire length of the boat above deck 9. Only certain portions of the boat. So it's very hard to build a superstructure for that, considering how there's parts of the boat that aren't really there. So, like, when I say not really there, I don't mean like they don't exist. I just mean like there's only actually deck on certain portions of the boat. So like you can't walk the entire length of it. Now here, as you can see, I'm figuring out how to make the rounded front edges of the boat on the bow, where you can access from deck 4 or the upper promenade onto the bow. I was going to be taking an Alaska trip on this boat this summer. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19, that got canceled. So there I had to make sure I was doing some math right, which I believe I was. All looks good there. Oh my god, this is making me dizzy looking at this. Why did I do this? So if you guys are finding this helpful, finding it useful to build your own boats, or just finding it interesting to see the process of somebody building a boat, be sure to leave a like, share it to your friends. You know, maybe you guys could build one of your own. That's the point, is I want to explain it in as much detail as possible so that you guys can do it too. I don't want to just be able to build these by myself. Very few people have figured out how to do this, so or have built them like actually good looking. So I definitely want to be able to share that. This is my second ever boat build. So yeah. just gotta check my Discord really quick for something. Ignore that. So, yeah, I'll just take care of that soon. I'll probably just cut that out. So, as you can see, boat's looking very good. Now we're going to be building the initial cross section over to start deck 5, which again is going to be just in about, I ended up doing 2 blocks behind where that initial 4th deck promenade was. Is what I ended up doing, was 2 blocks. Because that covers up most of where the balcony would be, which is just like it does in the real boat, but there is a little bit of an area to get sunshine, which again replicates the real vessel to the best we can. So again, just citing some real life pictures. So initially for deck 5, it's a little bit more forward out because it covers the entirety of the balcony for deck 4. Or, no, I'm sorry, it covers the majority of deck 4. When you would come out from the doors, you're sheltered immediately. Which, as you can see, those white blocks that are on for deck 4, the upper promenade, are where you would walk out onto the balcony, or onto the bow. So then deck 5 is going to be out a little bit more, and now I'm starting to build the area for deck 6, I believe. Except first, I'm just going to make sure that I finish up all those lines, or all of the superstructure for that. I think I do it for all 4 sides. I think I get the aft as well while I'm at it. I'm trying to remember how I did this. It wasn't that long ago. But there you go. Bow is complete. Looks good so far. Does it not? So now, you know, we're just going to be placing in the rest of the curved blocks in the front to create the bow for on all the other decks. So that they're covering again, you can see there, I used the shadows to test the 2 blocks to make sure that that was accurate. Or 3, my apologies. No, it was 2. It was 2 blocks, yes. So you can see me doing the test there. And there's the full length of the boat for you to enjoy. Pretty damn big, right? It was 312 blocks long by 34 blocks wide. 33 blocks wide. And I believe it would be 11 times 4. 44 blocks tall. A little bit, no way, it's only 44. There's no way it's only 44 blocks tall. The width of this is 33. I'll figure out the height for you and get to see it in the next video. Well, because again, the height will be varying at different points in the boat, so it's not something that's really too measurable. Well, I suppose the width is too, but I'll figure it out. So you can see me building the the navigation deck. I attempted to build the structure for the bridge, didn't go too well, so I'm going to do a little bit more research on how to do that, and we'll do that in the next video. So, as you can see, citing some more pictures, pulling up a Twitch stream as well, one of my friends. Shout out to Mammoth112 on Twitch. There you go. As you can see, this is the outline for the Lido deck, or deck 9. My personal favorite deck on any of these boats, because that's where the food and the pool is. What else could a kid want? So in this, I don't know how I did this, but I got very lucky and guessed exactly where this last one needed to go in order for it to be exactly matched up. Got to set it to daylight, and we're going to put in the aft support structure. So that way I can figure out exactly where we need to go. That one was a little bit off there. It's all right. So in the next episode, I'll just kind of give you as an outline now as we're getting closer to the end. We're going to be putting in the actual balconies. We're going to be designing the balconies of where they're going to go. Then we're also going to be we're going to be putting in the front quarter, I guess you could say, the balconies in the front of the boat, which we were just designing about 2 minutes ago. And we're also going to be finishing up the general structure of the aft of the boat, which is going to be a big challenge, but it's going to be a fun challenge. So I believe this is where we tried to build the front of the bridge. So I believe also at the end of the video I give you guys a little bit of an overfly. So here's where I tried to build the bridge. Didn't really go that well. Not overly proud of it. As you can see, it didn't have any curve. It looked very unnatural compared to the rest of the boat. Maybe it's just because I'm not entirely done with the boat yet, but we'll see. We're going to cut that out for now. There you go, to see me trimming up the boat a little bit. And there you go. So that was the end of our video there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. Peace out.